roughly a third of the people in the world are gamers, so a climate change video game could have a big impact. That's the idea behind Earth Games, a University of Washington lab designing games about climate and environmental science. Students have created games explaining the physics behind the greenhouse effect, or how soot is making the Arctic warm even faster.
We wanted to illustrate to the player what life could have potentially looked like if the ozone layer no longer existed. It's important that the younger generation realise they can make a difference, even if some of these environmental issues seem insurmountable. The story is not over. It's important that we remain vigilant.
Sim Earth was released in 1990 by climate scientist James Lovelock and designer Will Wright. Players create a fictional Earth, complete with geology, weather, climate systems, and even life forms. Your design choices have immediate, evidence-based impacts on how your planet functions. It was essentially a climate model in the form of a game, complete with a 200-page science manual.
Games for Change is the largest global community for people who want to use games and immersive media to make the world a better place. Every year, our growing community comes together in July for our flagship event, the Games for Change Festival held in New York City. This year's program also features the first of its kind Games and Sustainable Development Goals Summit held at the United Nations.
Daybreak is a cooperative board game about stopping climate change. You and your friends will explore a hopeful near future where you get to build the mind-blowing technologies and resilient societies we need to save the planet. Work together to reach zero emissions before you hit 2 degrees of warming or put too many of your communities in crisis.
Infinite possibilities open up to you when you imagine your life as an open-world video game, something you play for the joy and the love of it. With one simple shift in thinking, you can completely change the experience of your life. The world becomes your game map, and wherever you decide to go, whatever challenges you're facing now, you can choose to approach it with a sense of play.
I'm McGonigal. I'm a game designer. I've been making games online now for 10 years, and my goal for the next decade is to try to make it as easy to save the world in real life as it is to save the world in online games. Right now, we spend 3 billion hours a week playing online games. Some of you might be thinking, that's a lot of time to spend playing games, maybe too much time, considering how many urgent problems we have to solve in the real world. But actually, according to my research at the Institute for the Future, it's actually the opposite is true. 3 billion hours a week is not nearly enough gameplay to solve the world's most urgent problems. In fact, I believe that if we want to survive the next century on this planet, we need to increase that total dramatically. I've calculated the total we need at 21 billion hours of gameplay every week. So that's probably a bit of a counterintuitive idea, so I'll say it again, let it sink in. If we want to solve problems like hunger, poverty, climate change, global conflict, obesity, I believe that we need to aspire to play games online for at least 21 billion hours a week by the end of the next decade. No, I'm serious. I am. So we know one of the biggest problems we have in environmental sustainability is the consumption of meat. How about the Stanford research project, the cow simulator? You crawl around on the floor, and it's this really immersive world where you are a cow. And they found that people who did this for a couple minutes ate 25% less meat in the next week. Interesting, okay, because maybe you have empathy for the cow because you've done this simulator. This is where we get a little, I don't know, is this dystopian or utopian? You decide, depends on how much you like your cheeseburger, I guess. You are going to be playing a game, eating food out of your 3D printer that is not meat. Maybe it tastes good because you've got an Oculus Rift telling you that you're eating this amazing food, and it'll have a lower carbon impact because it's just the stuff you printed out from your computer.
This story about Monopoly, a game about capitalism that was created to teach people about something completely different.
The dynamics written into the rules of this game were never intended to be the rules. It should come with a health warning like a packet of cigarettes. You are playing a twisted version of this game.
It was supposed to be a critique of capitalism, and it turned out to be a celebration of it.
It's a cutthroat game. I only win when you lose.
And so it's a story that teaches us, compete, acquire, be ruthless, and you will go on to conquer the world. It's Monopoly through and through.
In the game, Animal Crossing, there's this owl. His name is Blathers. He runs a museum, and you can catch different fish and different bugs, and you can donate those animals to the museum, and he'll put them on display and tell you like a bunch of facts about them.
PETA's made a TikTok protesting Blathers in his museum.
Blathers encourages villagers to take fish out of their natural habitats so he can trap them in tiny tanks. Cancelled.
PETA's vegan guide to Animal Crossing New Horizons. This vegan guide to it will help answer some of the tough ethical questions that it presents and give you the opportunity to help real animals while living your island life.
Is fishing in Animal Crossing vegan? Sure, unlike in real life, the fish in the game don't feel pain, but fishing is harmful to animals and the planet. This is your island, and it's your job to protect it. Tearing the wildlife right out of their ocean homes so that you can, quote, donate them to Blathers for museum exhibits is not only cruel, but also bad for the environment. It's disappointing that a game in which villagers from all different species coexist harmoniously with humans encourages abusive behavior towards fish and insects. Instead of being recognized as the living, breathing, feeling individuals they are, they're presented as forms of entertainment for other villagers. Your island should be a safe space for all animals, big and small. Do clams feel pain?
They also say what you can and can't wear, what you're allowed to eat and what you're not allowed to eat in the game.
Is Isabel vegan?
Is PETA against Animal Crossing New Horizons? PETA hopes the game will encourage people to feel closer to the animals we share our planet with and inspire them to work to end speciesism, the misguided belief that humans are superior to all other animal species and that it's okay for us to exploit some species in horrible ways for our own trivial purposes.
Amidst a world of serene, natural beauty, a story of innocence caught in a dreadful trap unfolds. UNCAGE Total Liberation presents its preview. These images offer a glimpse into a meticulously crafted level design, showcasing playable environments that reflect our ongoing progress with the playable demo that we will release later this year. In UNCAGE, you'll find yourself joining the Earth Raisers, a group of undercover activists devoted to combating animal cruelty. Operating from the shadows, they work selflessly, nameless and unsung heroes. Their mission? To put an end to the exploitation of animals driven by human greed. Prepare to venture into establishments where animals suffer, shedding light into the cruelty that transpires there. The decisions you make hold tremendous weight. Exercise caution and thoughtful judgment as you navigate the world of UNCAGE. Stay tuned and subscribe to our upcoming campaign for the chance to win a remarkable fan package, complete with an NPC cameo in the game. Click the link below and join our notification list to be the first to receive updates on this thrilling journey.